The more I think of that Bill and Ted movie, the more I really like it. It was really quite fun, and they kept the same wholesome, innocent vibe as the previous two. There was also an after-credit scene which had levels, and I'll try to find it on YouTube. I think it straddled the fine line between appealing sentimentality and cheesiness. Found it. I really enjoyed it too. So true about the wholesome element. I liked it, kind of an acceptance thing. Keanu was in a band. Memories weird. I can't recall very critical things that I've been advising on for the last 8 years, but I remember without looking it up that Keanu's band was called Dog Star. Do you remember things you find interesting? Doesn't matter whether the memory makes you feel good or bad. It's if you find it interesting. True. I remember the purse you were talking about at lunch. I searched flashy Chanel purse 2020 and found it, so let me try and locate it for you. Excellent work. Have you been following the emails? We got our H-mortgage offer. Immediate showed me the money points to note. The first one-off payment will be this EG if we complete next month. This will be direct debited the month after. The subsequent monthly payments will be that fantastic. That's great to hear. So this means for me, I can expect the first one-off payment from my account based on my current mortgage arrangements. Nothing for me to do directly, it will just occur. Then going forward, my monthly mortgage payments will increase by this per month. Can you check the last page of the letter, please, and confirm they have the correct direct debit details for you? Let me check now. Yes, it's correct. Great. Drake, I want to update our S+U to line us up for the payments when we complete. For the avoidance of doubt, please hold off on getting the flashy Chanel purse 2020 for now. Please, can you send me your available cash balance as of today? So combined it is this. Across NH and SB, the mortgage payments have gone out, so no further significant movement before month end. Okay, I'll hold off on the Chanel purse acquisition, but I haven't seen up in my search history. Damn, the Ronnie all booked down again for this Friday and Sat. You know, I even had it in my head to book since last Friday, but didn't do so over the weekend and have therefore fallen victim to snooze-you-lose syndrome. Have booked her in for the following week though. Flip side is it frees us up to do something cool from Sat morning. Another longish bike ride, maybe. Definitely dinner on Friday night. S&S, will you be home? That's a shame. Good though you booked for the following weekend. As you say, we can do something together. Another long bike ride sounds great. I'm hoping for a short week as my SB transaction signed. It's rushed and elements of the deal are still being beautified, but hopefully bedded down by midweek so we'll know where things stand.
If I make it back, S&S, etc. sounds great. The two-way, turning into a bit of an essay. I finally ordered the espresso, warehouse chocolate ginger biscuits, so they'll arrive soon. Just heard S&R team failed his promotion panel this morning. This remote out-of-office arrangement is adversely affecting people's interaction and meeting skills. Congrats to you, but boo-hoo for S. Damn, so it's really plausible that everyone's flunking their interviews, or is the firm just being tough so they can push promotions and pay rises out into the future? Damn, I think there is another Antipodean that doesn't realize I'm one too. A lady at work. I thought this whole time we had an Antipodean report, but she just started explaining the healthcare system to me. I should have turned around and said, yeah, the health is quite efficient. I agree. The conspiracy theorist in me thinks they're putting candidates through the process to appear like they are keen to promote people, but they actually have a quota limit on who gets through. You may be right to an extent, Ree. The lady in your office, did she know you were the same, or were you ships that pass in the night and neither of you realized? Unrelatedly, just got off an update call and one of the attendees was called bro right. I was sounding in my head the way I thought it could have sounded, but I was totally wrong. How would you say it phonetically? That's the point. I don't think she knows I'm Antipodean. We've chatted throughout the years all this time, but I don't think she realizes I'm Antipodean. Else, why would she be explaining the healthcare system to me? Right. Phonetically, I would go with Ro-Ray, but the correct Irish pronunciation I would guess is Risha. Cool. Oh dear. I was reading a Teams chat on my laptop and someone offered to call me in 10 minutes while I was reading your message, so I replied to you here. Yes, clearly. So it's pronounced Rory must be of Irish heritage, but he didn't sound Irish, he sounded quash. Lol, this is the second time something like this has happened. I was typing out, so how do you pronounce? And a message came through. The first time was when I was searching my Gmail yesterday night for school choir details. It was on this morning, and my search results included an unread message as a music teacher just sent a reminder email with choir details. It's my superpower. Of course, my original phonetic guess was closer to the mark. I was swayed by that Irish actress Sorai's Ronan. Her name is pronounced Saoirse. My SB transaction sign. I just read the link you provided. Your pride and excitement in contrast to the Titanic-like disaster tone of that news article. So reminds me of, I'm sure I told you this story, M's mom keeping newspaper clippings of her and M's older sister because newspaper clippings. When the newspaper stories were about how kids were unruly, which didn't bode well for the future of society. I like it. You came across as suitably out of touch with the ordinary concerns of Brexit voters. Just got a call from our intercom. It might not be our new iron or the organic chocolate ginger, but we're both neat. I know the irons arriving today for sure. We're the weirdly insular view I've taken on the SB transaction. You're right, I'm very blind to that. The younger version of me would have been outraged over the sale of a big local company to an overseas buyer, but it already was foreign owned, so the press anger is kinda sensationalist. Exactly. There was probably outrage when SB bought it in 2016. Was there? Then the warned about job losses, etc. didn't materialize, so they're trying the same tactics again for clicks and views. The point is, and I know SB is private, but I'm going for the cash-rich foreign fund angle here. If the UK is so concerned about foreign outfits gobbling up their companies, why don't they put taxpayer money to good use by establishing a sovereign wealth fund instead of piecing money away on cigarettes? Apparently there were agreements made with the government when it was acquired, assurances over jobs, location of R&D, and management. I suspect it's still the same, but maybe it will end up diluted later because of the changes at the foreign ownership level agree about sovereign wealth funds. Nokia Bank is the result of Norway's investment from its oil and gas reserves, and it has made them extremely wealthy. They are invested in every listed company on every major stock exchange. They constantly have issues not deploying their mandated spending. Allowances Australia could be the same if the mining taxes went through. Got a code. Could be the iron if the other delivery wasn't. Yay! We got the iron today, so the code is for the organic chocolate gingers. Good morning. Hope you had a lovely walk to school with the little one. Had such a horrible dream last night. I was calling out to you. I think I was calling out in real life when I woke up. I don't know, obviously I can't be sure, but it was very harrowing you.
The little one should have received a Switch game yesterday, maybe in the regular mail. Morning, trickster. Oof, sounds harrowing anyway. We're all fine here. Yes, the child got the Switch game. Sent her an email asking about it. She'll like that. Trickster, can you check your emails and send Jay proof of your latest bank balances? I will likewise send mine across when I'm at home. This is for the C mortgage. Nearly there, Trick. Nearly there. Thanks. Yes, of course, I sent an email. The liquidity requirement seems high, but no doubt you're on top of it. If you've got this to show right now, we are good. This thinking I was being diligent, I stupidly paid the credit card to clear it to nil. Next week I will have that when I get paid. That's fine. Don't worry, we're all good. In fact, we'll send all our bank balances by today, and then don't you email, I'll ask Jay right if it's worthwhile waiting a week to show your pay and guy coming in. My god, the stress. Thankfully, you are the enchantress of spreadsheets. I just saw the email so I can see it's fine. Wow, that last message made no sense. Try again. We send all our bank balances to Jay by today. 2. I'll ask Jay after he's reviewed the bank balances if it would be worthwhile waiting until yours and my pay coming next week. My last message, not yours. Excited, adrenaline rushing. Enchantress of spreadsheets, clap to you, you know how to push my erogenous buttons. Yes, I got that, you weren't having a go. Okay, so I'm going to consolidate my balances as much as possible. Think it's worthwhile if you do the same. Save the underwriter from making a mistake, adding up multiple bank account balances. Even my ISA, I'm gonna whack that into my current account too. It makes all interest anyways. Right, so everything's sent off to Jay. I'm getting so friggin' excited. Getting that jumping out of my skin feeling again. I mean, how can one not feel a bit all up there when they're asked, can you prove you have this? And one can answer with, sure plus change. Neat. Thank you. Yes, that's pretty cool. Close to this in cold hard old cash. I know we can be cash buyers there. We can cash buyers in some parts of the UK. We aren't much like that Norway Bank, no. We need to deploy our cash to better uses, such as a beautiful roof over our head. Stat. Very exciting, amazing stuff. I know. I guess summer's over and the banks are finally pulling their figures out. Better late than never. Of course, that is the reason. So Trick, what are our plans for this weekend starting from dinner tonight? It'll be a full day today. Then after tonight's deal committee presentation, there shouldn't be much more to do. So I'll think about how best to play the weekend. From BBC, tighter virus rules across England considered. This is nuts. 400 new daily cases. Geez, just want this to be over and done with. So shall I go to lunch instead with my colleague at S&S? I'm starving. Yes, of course, sounds like a lovely lunch for you, right? We're off good timing, noon on the dot. Trick, this is very too big to fail. And even better is about my employer. I'm going to get the ed book and let the juicy goss wash over me like a warm shower. Amazing. Plus a client of mine features too. So it's relevant for us both. Have already been told in advance that our in-house counsel gets a mentioning. Now I'm dying to know if he was exiled here in a reverse colonization situation. He is very much Teflon coated over here. He probably knows where all the bodies are buried. Such a lawyerly cliche, huh? That's amazing. I mean, it's true, of course. These are real people. Just like in The Big Short, awesome that you actually work with someone who is in such a book. It's a case of which book to read first. The Work Hatchet Job or the new J.K. Rowling book. Do you know the controversy around this? Anyway, you might remember I've been reading this series she writes under her pseudonym Robert Galbraith. I knew the new one was coming out imminently. It is now. It is apparently about a transvestite serial killer. Warp Twitter are unamused. Is it ironic she writes under a male pseudonym? Wow, Percy phrase from this excerpt. Locker room jive. Such pussy were they talking about grabbing? Oh, and PG, another lawyer. Crooked lawyers love it. Got my Robert Galbraith now too, but methinks it'll have to wait. First come, first serve. Alright, I'm gonna stop excerpting after this as it'll get boring fast. But anyways, this, I joke that we would nickname our next fun third-party capital. Oh my gosh, the juicy books never end. Often a diary of an MP's wife described as social Hiroshima, love it. Wow, how are you inserting these, cut and paste, or writing them out? So interesting to read this now. I enjoyed all those other juicy business books, even Barbarians of the Gay. I heard about that diary book. But not that it was described as a social Hiroshima of people named. I assume the MP in the book title is no longer an MP. Yes, you just need to cut and paste from iBooks and the excerpt footnote is automatic. Yep, I thought you'd be interested. Yes, people are named and apparently got gassed. The Camerons and Goves, wonderfully indiscreet is another description. Her husband is Sir Hugh. I imagine he's retired to the House of Lords.